Hello everyone and welcome to the second episode of my park overview series, and today we'll be covering Plopsaland De Panne. What most people don't know is that from 1935 until 1999 the park was first known as Park. The park reopened as Plopsaland De Panne on the 29th of April 2000. Alberic Joseph Florizon, who is known for the honey manufacturer Melle, opened a place called Park in 1935 of course, where he could sell his own produced honey, but also teach the visitors about the process and the bee itself. It was a huge success, but he wanted to keep up with the competition, so he opened a few attractions, and because of that, a brand new theme park was born. Also, a fun fact about Alberic Florizon: after his death in 1965, he was inducted into the IAAPA Hall of Fame, which brings together all the major pioneers of the amusement park industry. He stays there in the company of Walt Disney, which is pretty awesome. The park itself opened its doors on April 29th, 2000 as Plopsaland De Panne, and they opened a brand new water park in 2015 called Plopsaqua for their 15th anniversary. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with the park layout. When you go through the first gates where you buy your tickets, you enter the village square. You can enter the section of the park before the park even opens. You have some shops here, a pub and even a museum. Besides some fountains where you can run through, a traffic park for the kids, and a Mag-Rides train ride which takes you through the different zones of the park, there isn't much to do here. The real adventure starts when the actual park gates open. Let's go over the rides that they have to offer, but before we do that, I want to talk about a certain roller coaster that is now defunct but was once one of my favorite roller coasters as a kid. That is the Bat Coaster that operated in a park from 2000 until 2018. It's a Batfly custom made by Dutch manufacturer Carib Pro. When I was a kid, I was always excited to go on this ride because I have never seen a ride like this in my life. And it felt so good knowing that I was able to ride a coaster that not many people can ride. With that being said, let's discuss the rides. I'm going to start with the most recent coaster and probably the most known coaster in the park, and that is the Ride to Happiness. This is an extreme spinning coaster made by Mag-Rides. There are only two of them operating today, and the other one is located in Silver Dollar City and it's called Time Traveler. This coaster features a LSM launch, LSM boost, a JoJo roll, banana roll, looping, 0G roll and a step up underflip, and because of that they have the world record for the most inversions on an extreme spinning coaster, because Time Traveler only has 3 inversions. And a little fun fact about this ride: Ride to Happiness won the prize for the best coaster in Europe in 2021. Next up we have Alibis Riot, which is a Gerstlauer launch coaster. It's operating in the park since 2009 and has 3 inversions: a dive loop, an Immelman and a corkscrew. The ride also has an LSM launch which takes the riders up to a speed of 90 km an hour in less than 2 seconds. And yes, Los Bartos and Schifrin, I am using the metric system from now on. They also have a Blauer engine custom coaster made by Mag-Rides and it's called the Dragon. It's basically a powered mine train, but it's decorated to a dragon that is defending its castle. Heidi the Ride is a classic out and back wooden coaster made by GCI. It's almost identical to White Lightning at Funspot America. They had to make some changes to the coaster to have the ride fit its location. The coaster is also a full wooden coaster and not a hybrid version with steel supports as White Lightning is. Of course, this used to be a park for the little kids, so like almost every other park in Belgium, they bought a junior coaster in 1976 called Victor's Race, which is a Tivoli Zero coaster which features a booster wheel, light hill and some bank turns, and that's kind of it, you know. It's fun though, but it's pretty rough. Like one wasn't enough, they bought another one. In 1990 they bought a Vekoma junior coaster, but the coaster didn't open for the public until 1991. They also have a great collection of water rides, such as a Super Splash made by Mag-Rides, and they have one of the biggest log flumes in the world, themed after some dinosaurs. The Mega Mendy jet skis made by Zero has to be one of the coolest and funniest water rides in Belgium. It is so much fun riding these things at full speed. But of course, it wouldn't be a theme park without a cool dark ride. This ride is so unique and just so much fun to go through. It takes you 10 minutes to go through the entire layout, and the boat takes you through a forest filled with gnomes from the famous local show. Fun fact, in 2015 they had plans to replace this ride with a new big ride, but until today the ride is still operational. You know, I'm a big fan of thrill rides, but I also love flat rides, and Plopsaland have some great ones. They have a Starflower, They have the well-known teacups, a pirate ship, a splash battle, a disco and a drop tower. A small one though. Let's talk about the park for a little bit and about the overall ambience of this park. I personally think that Plopsaland De Panne is one of the most underrated theme parks in Belgium. This park used to be a theme park for younger families because they didn't really have any thrill rides. And of course this park is themed to Studio 100, which is a Belgian company in the entertainment sector that focuses on children. And that's why many people to this day think that this is a theme park for children. But it's not, trust me, this theme park has some amazing thrill rides. Guests just rather go to Walibi Belgium because they know what to expect and because they know what kind of rides are in that park. Please, come on boys, do some research and you'll realize that this park is actually amazing.